Hello.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
So please tell me your name.
My name is Gabriela Abada.
Sara Menendez.
My name is Dr. Irma Rodriguez Ardura.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about 9/11.
Can you summarize in one sentence what happened on 9/11/2001?
The U.S. was attacked.
On 9/11/2001, there was a terrorist takeover of 2 airplanes. One made it into the Twin Towers.
For me personally, I can tell you that I was walking into my office, which I was working in the tallest building in the city of Miami at the time.
Terrorism attacks, and it was a very strong offensive that left America under shock.
Who was the president of the US at the time?
He was George Bush.
Who was the vice president?
Dick Cheney.
Who was Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense?
Not sure.
Can you name any other important members of the administration who presided then?
No, just Giuliani was the mayor of New York.
Which important sites, cities, and states were involved?
Sites and cities, of course the Twin Towers in New York City that were the most touched, but also the Pentagon, that was also a target. I believe they did not exactly reach the target that was defined, but they had various other targets that they were not able to reach.
How did the attacks happen, and what were the weapons involved?
Well, the weapon obviously were using regular airplanes,
Plane.
Airplane.
The airplane.
to use as weapons, and they just flew those airplanes into their specific targets, which are the Twin Towers and other national buildings.
Approximately how many people were killed in the US attacks?
I don't remember the precise figure, the precise data, but it was almost 3,000 people in New York.
Who, specifically, did the attack?
Well, specifically, it seems that it's a group named Al-Qaeda. That group was led by bin Laden, and it was various terrorists that were under the same beliefs that Al-Qaeda is leading.
Why did they attack us?
It's very sad, but many foreigners, especially in that area, view the United States as their enemies. It has a lot to do with the fact that the United States has allied with Israel for so many years that them being on the other side of the spectrum, they resent that, and automatically they view you as an enemy.
What countries were the attackers from?
I don't remember neither, but I don't think, if I would say that they didn't come, all of them from the same country. I would say they came from different countries, and they involve Arabia Saudi and other countries. But what they have in common is it was the same ideology and the same purpose.
Where, in what country, did the attackers allegedly train?
Well, I can tell you that the pilots trained here in George T. Baker Aviation School, which is something that I would drive by many times, and it was shocking because it was around the corner.
Which countries were blamed for sending the attackers?
Which country? Iraq was blamed first by America. Afghanistan, of course, as well. Yeah, there were those 2 countries mostly.
Which countries did the US go to war with?
Oh yeah, they were against Iraq. They accused Iraq of having massive armas de destrucción masiva, massive destruction weapons, which wasn't true.
Can you name the leaders of the groups or countries that were attacked by the US?
Yes. The leader was the leader of Al Qaeda was bin Laden, and he was actually, after a long search, was found by the US and was killed by the US soldiers.
Can you name any countries or international organizations that supported the US's decision to go to war against those countries?
The UK.
How many Americans died in those wars, and how many non-Americans died?
I don't know, but a lot more than should have died.
Approximately how much money was spent on those wars?
Oof. More money than we should be spending on wars altogether.
Do you believe the wars that the US engaged were just wars?
Yes. When we see what we saw on 9/11, unfortunately, and it did cost many lives, and my heart goes out to every mother that lost a son and every woman that lost a husband. But when you are attacked, as we were, we have to retaliate.
What did the wars accomplish?
Those wars probably made the American population feel that they had their revenge, and that's why they made it so mediatic. The television, CNN, on and on the day they actually killed bin Laden. But that did not stop terrorism and did not stop that fear. So it was not so efficient, I'm sorry to say.
What countries or industries, if any, benefited from the wars?
Oh yes, yeah. Some industries, basically industries related to the army, who sell weapons, who sell military services.
Did the US citizens lose any freedoms or liberties as a result of 9/11 attacks?
No.
Do you believe the US government told its citizens the true story about 9/11 and the reasons for going to war?
Yes, they do. Let me elaborate a little bit. We did not lose any freedom. We as Americans have taken necessary precautions where no one likes, because before you would fly in and out of any airport and it was very simple and it was very fast. Nevertheless, there have been measures that have been put in place to make every effort to avoid the massacre that happened on 9/11.
This is our last question.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of these questions make you feel comfortable or upset?
No. Made me sad to recall.
It was a very traumatic event. It was.
It makes me very sad, but not uncomfortable. It happened. Unfortunately, those things happen.
Thank you. That's it.
Very welcome.
Very good.
Thank you.